Hey folks, Will Brink here at OptimalSWAT.com. Today I want to review the YaquiSlide holster design. And the YaquiSlide, of course, is not really a brand but a style of holster. So obviously some of you already know what that is, but I think I'll be able to offer actually maybe some info on the YaquiSlide you hadn't thought of before. So without further delay, let's just get... This is the YaquiSlide, and probably a lot of you have already seen it and sort of recognize it as maybe an old school design, but I think I have a couple of points to offer on the YaquiSlide that might be actually of value to a lot of people. And as you can see, it's the ultimate in minimalist design. Obviously it's has a channel for your belt, minimal amount of leather, basically adds virtually no weight to the carry, fairly easy to conceal and such. Obviously what the ease of concealment is more what you put in it than this thing. But so, you know, not a whole lot to say. As you can see, there's not a lot to add from a technical perspective. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of companies have their take on this design. These is actually, these two are from DeSantis leather, but a lot of companies have their own sort of take on the basic YaquiSlide. But here's what I think is really an interesting issue about the YaquiSlide. For example, this is take a full-size government 1911. Put it in there. Here's your YaquiSlide, okay? Take that out. Okay? Now, I don't know a lot of holsters that can do that. You notice you can fit into this one holster an unbelievable number of guns. Most single stack autos, small compact autos, a pretty wide array of guns will fit into this one holster. And you notice that was without any change of tension whatsoever, so you can actually have more guns you're going to get into this thing. Now, this thing retails like $30. You got two of them on hand, this slightly larger one, okay? This thing will probably hold just about every double stack large framed auto on the market. You know, all your Glocks, your SIGs, your HKs, your M&Ps, so on and so on. So for a grand total of about 60 bucks, you can literally carry probably most of your collection that you have. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to spend a lot of money on holsters, or don't want to own, you know, 2 and 3 holsters for every gun, don't have a lot of money to spend on holsters, they are actually an excellent option, as you can see. Again, they're obviously not going to fit the needs of some people who have specific requirements in a holster. It's not going to make sense for you. But for if the design fits your needs, that is, you don't need a specific level of mechanical retention, etc., and so on. Obviously, it's not going to be a great holster for, you know, high-speed classes where you're running around a lot and rolling in the dirt, that type of thing. But for what they are, I think they are probably the most underrated holsters around because of their versatility. A drawback to the YaquiSlide, probably the main drawback from my perspective, is one thing it has a habit of doing is you have to have a very positive vertical draw with the YaquiSlide, because what can happen is as you draw, especially on a long barreled gun such as a government model, what happens is you can see your front sight can often catch on the bottom of the YaquiSlide, especially if it's a prominent sight. If it's, you know, if it's a low profile, has a bevel and such, it might come right out with no problem. But on a quick draw, plenty of times it is a tendency of people to pull up and start to rock the gun forward, and they catch the front sight right on the edge of it, and that really puts a crimp on your draw, I can tell you. So especially if you're used to drawing from a canted holster, again, it is very common for people to pull on that cant and be used to the cant. So you really have to have a quick vertical pull and then through. Of course, a lot of holsters will have a speed cutout and stuff just for that reason, again, so the gun can clear the holster quicker. And that is about the only major drawback that I have ever found to the YaquiSlides. That is, you know, actually you probably can even see some of the wear on it where I've caught it. For people that have a lot of holsters, I still think these are great to have around, and I'll tell you why. You say you buy a new gun and you haven't decided, you know, what type of holster you want to buy. Maybe you don't have the money right now to buy a new holster. Maybe you're still thinking about it. You know, you grab one of these guys, you know, you bought it the other day, and you're good to go for, you know, until you figure out what you want to do with yourself. So I think they're great to have around, even if you have a whole collection of holsters that you like, just for that reason. Again, it's a moot issue if you have particular department requirements, or, you know, a particular requirement for holster, then it doesn't apply to you. But I think they're, you know, considering their cost and their versatility, this is probably one of the most underrated holster systems around. And of course, it's old school stuff, and a lot of people are really into their, you know, super fancy Kydex button pushing type stuff and all that that's out there. And I will tell you, everybody should have at least one, maybe two YaquiSlides in their collection for the reasons hopefully I have outlined. And I'll put a thread up on Optimal SWAT if you want to comment, if you have likes, dislikes, what have you, and hopefully it's been useful information. And I'll see you for the next review.